Hey, Cub fans! Thanks for tuning in here, Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. I got a little bit of a piece of good news, I think, today. I came across a video of Ethan Roberts throwing, and I just decided, literally in that moment, I'm going to put together a profile on Ethan. You may or may not recognize the name. Some of us will, but Ethan Roberts is a 26-year-old right-hand pitcher who made the opening day roster in 2022, and he wasn't right and ended up having to have Tommy John surgery. So a young guy had a really, good first 2 or 3 years in pro ball, gets the call, makes the opening day roster out of spring training in 2022, and he's not right. He ends up having to have Tommy John surgery. So we probably forgot about him. It's been, we're probably up about a year and a half now. But Ethan Roberts is now throwing, and he's 26 years old. So I just thought, well, I'm going to go back and look and see kind of where he's been, what he's done, get us familiarized with Ethan, because we may be seeing him back at some time in 2024. And so let's just do that. Let's revisit Ethan Michael Roberts, born July 4th, 97. So he's 26 years old, 5'10", right-handed pitcher. He's out of Sparta, Tennessee, played high school ball at White County High School. And out of high school, he goes to Tennessee Technology University, and that's in Cookeville, Tennessee. Cookeville's about halfway between Nashville and Knoxville, to pitch for the Golden Eagles of Tennessee Tech. From 2016 to 2018 with Tennessee Tech, did really well. He went, it was 13-6 with a 2.93 ERA, 67 innings, only 2 starts. So Ethan was a reliever pretty much all of his amateur career. 175 innings, 245 Ks. So that's a strikeout per 9 ratio of 12.6. Only walked 2.7 per 9 in college as well. So did really well. He progressed. His freshman year, good. Sophomore year, better. And junior year was the best year that he had at Tennessee Tech. In his junior year, he had a 2.3 ERA in 28 games, pitched 78 1/3 innings, had 14 saves, went 6-1. So 3 solid years at Tennessee Tech, progressed and got better each year. So the following his junior year in 2018, Cubs drafted him. Took him 4th round in the 2018 draft and immediately assigned him to the Eugene Emeralds. He pitched in 14 games, only 15 innings, threw for a 5.4 ERA with a 1.267 whip in his first 15 innings of professional ball. In 2019, he started out in South Bend, pitched in 26 games, had 9 saves, so they were using him as a closer in 2019. 2.57 ERA, really good whip at 1.086. After those 26 games, he was promoted to Myrtle Beach. Finished out the season, Myrtle Beach, in 15 games, had 4 saves, 2.63 ERA, with a 1.125 whip. So his 2019 combined between South Bend and Myrtle Beach, really good. 2.59 ERA, 13 saves, 41 games, and 59 innings. So he's off and running. Well, 2020 comes, he misses the whole year. So 2021, they promote him to the Tennessee Smokies, where he starts the season. At Tennessee, he pitches in 24 games, has a sub-2 ERA, 1.97, has a 4 save, and has a ridiculously good whip at 0.781, 32 innings, striking out 12.7 per 9. So 2021 with the Smokies is where Ethan really probably started to get on people's radar, started to really look at Ethan. So they promoted him to Iowa in early August of 2021. In 15 games in Iowa, 4.5 ERA through 22 innings. So his 2021 combined 39 relief appearances, 3.0 even ERA, 72 strikeouts in 54 innings. Okay? So, Cubs add him to the 40-man roster on November 19th of 2021. He goes to spring training in 2022, does really well, and makes the opening day roster. And I remember when that happened, I hadn't really seen or heard much of Ethan Roberts, so it was a kind of a surprise to most of us that he was coming north out of spring training, but he made the opening day roster. So he debuts on April 9th. He threw one scoreless inning against the Crew on April 9th for his debut. But he wasn't right. In 2022, after he made his debut, he only pitches in 9 games, only throws 7 2/3 innings. ERA 8.22, 2.087 whip. So something was wrong with Ethan. So they placed him on the injured list in early May. Well, on June 23rd, it was announced that he was going to have Tommy John surgery. And I remember he was positive about it. He had posted a lot of pictures of him after the surgery, talking about he's dedicated, and he was. I just thought he was really positive. And time flies for me, probably not for him, but it just seems like that wasn't too long ago when he made that post and had a long recovery in front of him. So he's done that. So contractually, however, he became a free agent on November 17th. The Cubs non-tendered him. He became a free agent. And then in December of 23, so he's gone this whole time as a non-tendered free agent. Cubs signed him to a minor league contract December 2nd, 2023. Okay, so Ethan Roberts starting over. He's got on a minor league contract. He just started throwing, so I'm not sure how long it's going to be before he starts, going full speed. But I'm probably expecting that sometime in 2024. So we don't know what he has, what he's going to have. But we do know what he had, and that's what I wanted to just kind of talk about. Revisiting what made Ethan Roberts successful before his Tommy John surgery, so we can sort of look for that, if he's going to make any adjustments, if he's going to have to reinvent some things, I don't know. But here's what he had in 2022. He had basically a cutter and a slider with a lot of sweep on it. And how he got people out was movement. I was going through some of the numbers on his pitches, and here's the cutter. He threw the cutter almost 68% of the time. It averaged 93.2 miles per hour. And but the thing about his cutter is movement. His cutter has twice the horizontal movement as the Major League average cutter. So it's double the horizontal movement than the average cutter. When he's successful with it, he throws it up and in. And it's, to me, it's sort of the same old thing. Not in the middle. If he leaves it in the middle, he got it hit. But as long as he locates it up and top of the strike zone, he does really well. So a cutter with twice the horizontal movement that he throws 68% of the time. We'll see what happens when he comes back. His slider has a lot of sweep on it. He threw that 26% of the time. So between the cutter and the sweeper, over about 92, 93% of the time is what he's throwing. The sweeper is a 82.9 mile per hour pitch. So it's about 10 miles per hour less than his cutter. So not only does it have movement on it, functions as a changeup as well because of the pace on it. But not only does it have the slower pace on it, functions as a change. It also has above average vertical and horizontal movement from the average Major League slide piece. So, both his pitches, cutter, slider. I like the slider at 82.9 because of the change of speed effect on it. But it's got, instead of a change that sort of tumbles and dives away, it's got the slider movement, above average vertical and horizontal movement. So I guess I didn't really pay attention to what his pitches were. We didn't really have time. He only threw it 9 games. It was a flash and then he was gone. So I never really got a chance to understand what he was throwing. But those were 2 pretty good pitches. That's what got him to the big leagues. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. Tommy John recovery is happening now. I'm going to put a link to the video that I saw in the description so you guys can check it out. But just know Ethan Roberts made the opening day roster in 2022, and he's still with us. He's recovering, and we're all rooting for him. And Ethan, if you see this, we're all rooting for you. We haven't forgot about you, buddy. And stay positive, stay strong, and we'll see you in Wrigley soon, okay? All right, guys, thanks for joining us here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. Go Cubs, go.